So we got a message from Chris. When I have email leads in a car sales, what is the best approach via email to convince them to get them into the dealership to be sitting in front of me?
I love that. So one of the things when I'm working with people in sales, and it's not just like when I'm mentoring clients, I'm teaching you all kinds of things. And what I teach you is how to change what's going on in your mindset and your self-image and your beliefs that cause you to approach everything in your life differently. And so a model that I follow that I learned from Bob, and he developed it by really understanding people. He said, Doug, you got to break the preoccupation barrier. You got to get their attention because they're not thinking about you. Chris, when you send an email, I'm not thinking about you. If my phone all of a sudden goes off and I see an email from you, replying back to my inquiry or whatever, I got a bunch of other things going on. Like I'm on the show right now. Your email comes, I'm not paying attention to you. I'm focusing on the show. So you got to get my attention. You'll notice when I open the shows, I always say something to try to get your attention. And the second step is to create interest. You got to get attention and you get interest. So you make a statement. It's kind of like going, hey, Chris, pay attention to me. You say something, it goes, oh, like you get my attention. And you do that with a statement or a question. And you can do that. You do that every time if you're in front of a prospect, an email, a phone call, a text message, any form of communication. Anytime you're communicating between you and your customer, first off, you got to get their attention. And then you got to get their interest or their curiosity up to pay attention to. Here's what you're doing, Chris. Now, you may not understand this, but this, if you guys haven't seen this guy, it's called the stick person. This is you, okay? This is your body. This is your mind. This is your conscious mind, and this is your subconscious mind, okay? It's in two parts, right? This is the thinking mind. This is the emotional mind. This is where I gather all the facts and information from you about the car. This is where I make the decision to buy the car, okay? What you got to do is you got to neutralize this part of my mind. Okay, you got to neutralize it. In other words, get it focused on you and what it is you're trying to do. And you do that through questions. And so then now you got my attention and you got my interest. And what happens is through attention and interest, this part of the mind gets set aside and the subconscious part of your mind opens right up. Okay. And now with my subconscious mind open, that's where I make my buy decision. Now I'm wide open to your suggestions. And your suggestions come in the form of questions. And so that's what we got to do. You got to get their attention and you got to get their interest and curiosity to listen to you. And then you give them a question, an open-ended question to get a conversation going. And your whole conversation, even by messaging or email, it's all questions. If somebody gives you an objection, you ask them a question. You don't have to overcome the objection. You just ask them a question to deal with the objection. So it's attention and interest. Those are the first two steps. Hope that helps.